Hello and welcome everybody to the Super Buggy Podcast, Episode 1, Season 1. We are here brought to you by both of our mothers. They support us and we love them. I am Trevor Radzinski here with my fabulous roommate, Gage Clark.
What's up?
We are recording this out of Nashville, Tennessee, and we are bringing you a podcast once a week about really whatever the hell we want to talk about that week. So I guess where do we start off?
The first segment, dude.
The first
and best segment.
The best segment to start any show off is something to do with some alcohol.
Hey.
It's Whiskey of the Week. We got the soundboard. It's Whiskey of the Week. So the whiskey of this week is Cabin Fever.
It's interesting.
It's a maple whiskey from the northeast of America, and it pretty much tastes like drinking maple syrup.
Kind of.
It's not the best, but we're here.
We're sipping it.
Somebody sponsor us. We're sipping it tonight. So we'll be on that. All right, starting us off with some, I guess, car news / tech news.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is saying that we are going to have 100% self-driving cars by 2020. He's saying that the technology he has is going to be ready by the end of 2019, and he should be ready to roll out to most cars that are already on the road by 2020. So it's not even like you're not going to have to buy a new Tesla. It's just a firmware update for all the Teslas that are already out there, and everyone gets this full self-driving Tesla in 2020, which is amazing.
Yeah. Because I guess every Tesla since 2016 is capable of fully driving itself. It just needs the software implemented.
Yeah, it says here they have all of the sensors and everything already built into the cars, so they can pretty much do it already. Teslas are already doing autopilot where they are able to drive on the highways and interstates and start and stop for you. They just really aren't able to do parking lots in like big cities and stuff, so that's what this is going to do. He essentially says by 2020, you should be able to call your car, essentially, from a parking lot. It'll come pick you up, and you can read a book the entire way to your destination because it's going to take you the entire way there no matter what.
I kind of believe it, though. Like, honestly, they're pretty close. Well, I mean, it definitely had bugs and, like, weird things happening, the self-driving feature.
Yeah, and Google also had those issues. They pulled a bunch of their cars. I don't know who I was watching on YouTube, but somebody said that they live fairly close to where Google was running their self-driving cars, and they pulled all of them off the lots. They just completely canceled the project. It was probably a bit,
like, premature to start doing that. Like,
yeah,
Lyft and Uber started
somebody.
Like, Lyft and Uber started testing that stuff, and I think they pulled a lot of it back, too.
Yeah.
But Lyft is super into that self-driving shit.
And I think that is really going to be a big selling point, and that's what they're talking about in the article here, is the rideshare / taxi application of these completely autonomous cars, because as Lyft as it is right now, you have all these drivers out there. That could be gone in 2 years if they can send a bunch of Teslas out on the road that are going to pick people up on their own and drop them off on their own. It's, in the long run, going to be way cheaper.
Is there, like, liability issues without having a driver, though? Just passengers in your car? Like, do you need someone to be in the Lyft vehicle with the passengers?
I mean, that's what they're doing now. Lyft already has the self-driving cars. There was that issue last year where they had the lady at the driver's seat of the car, and she was sitting there texting while the car was driving autonomously, and the car hit somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she was held at fault for that or not,
I
because
feel like you kind of need to.
it was technically the car that did it,
yeah,
but
if you're in a
also she
self-driving
was
car-
supposed to be responsible for what that car was doing.
Yeah, like you still got to be kind of paying attention to the road and what's going on around you, you know?
I don't know. I think it'll probably be a couple more years, until a lot of these companies can get enough money to afford this. I don't think Tesla can push out enough cars as it is now. They're already way behind on a lot of their like pre-orders and stuff. I've seen a lot of people that have been waiting a lot of months past what their
For Model
delivery
X's and
date
Model
was for the
3s.
well, especially on the Model 3s.
Yeah, because that's like the consumer level.
As the consumer level, they were selling it super cheap, so a lot of people got in on them, but they're just not able to produce them as fast as people want them, which I guess is
Yeah,
good.
it makes sense though, because I mean Tesla's relatively young compared to most car companies.
Yeah, and I don't think they have a whole ton of factories. I think they do a lot of it right out of California there in their factory there. But, I mean, I guess it's kind of a good thing that so many people are wanting to buy electric cars. It's a lot better for the environment that way. But also, Elon needs to buy a couple more factories, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, dude. I don't know. That'd be dope. That dude's doing so much, though. He's got SpaceX. He's got that underground tunnel in LA that they're. I guess that thing's already built. He tweeted like a picture of it or something.
Yeah, there was a Good Morning America interview with him where he took one of the ladies from Good Morning America on the first inaugural ride down
That's so
it.
cool, dude. I want to go to that. I want to see it.
You have to have a Tesla to do it because
It has to be a Tesla?
I think it does, because I think part of it is it gets into the docking station. Like you pull your car essentially onto like a docking track,
and
almost like a car wash almost. It is like
I thought it was like an elevator.
it is an elevator, but like you pull your car onto a track and then it drops you down into the ground, and then from there it's like a train and it just launches you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I think even then the Good Morning America lady said like she felt sick after she got off it or something.
Really?
Or
that's probably.
She was nervous or something. I don't know.
I would be nervous the first few times.
I mean, I couldn't imagine going down into a tunnel like that.
Oh, I would do it.
I mean, I would do it,
Yeah.
but that would be a little bit on the unnerving side, especially in California. I don't know how that is more earthquake safe than like a normal train. I mean, I understand like
is that what it claims?
Yeah, that's the whole entire point of the Boring Company is like they can do it safer in California and stuff because they're under the I mean they're definitely under tectonic plates, but they're under some sort of threshold where the shaking isn't so bad, and maybe the tunnels are. I think the tunnels are suspended in some way to where
that would make sense.
They aren't shaking, but I know that was one of the big things is they're supposed to be really earthquake safe. So I don't know,
dude. The future's wild. Tech's
I'm excited
crazy.
to see more from Elon. He's got all sorts of great ideas. Moving into other autonomous vehicles that are going far places.
It's Bodie McBoatface.
Dude, it's Bodie McBoatface. I don't know if you heard about the boat naming competition thing they had in England a couple of years ago. It's kind of like that.
A cute little submarine.
Do you remember the Name Your Dew competition?
Name your. Oh, but for Mountain Dew. Yeah,
Mountain Dew had
They regretted that.
a competition where they said, you guys can name your dew. Name the next Mountain Dew. And there were some very interesting names that come up. Let's see what... I can't remember all of them. I know one of them was something about Hitler. You're going to have to pull them up. My internet's not pulling it. My internet's not pulling it on this computer.
It was Name Your Dew challenge, or just Name Your Dew?
If you look up Name Your Dew, you'll probably find them.
Hitler did nothing wrong.
Hitler Did Nothing Wrong was voted #1 by like 1 million people.
There's also diabetes and gushing granny.
Oh, awesome. So if you could only imagine those being showing up on your store shelves, go in and get a ice cold Hitler Did Nothing Wrong by PepsiCo.
Also grab a gushing granny because
Yes, I mean if you're gonna do a Hitler Did Nothing Wrong, you might as well get the 2 for $3 and get a gushing granny as well. But essentially they did the same thing with the boat, and the populace decided to name it Bodie McBoatface. But the United Kingdom's Natural Environmental Research Council did not like that. They decided to name their boat on their own, and
lame.
but
it has Bodie McBoatface on it.
Well, after the
public got mad.
No.
Oh, okay.
So it was for a much larger research ship that this competition was for.
Oh.
And it was like a much bigger project.
Okay,
and
I was gonna say,
they're
this
like,
isn't a boat.
okay, we can't name it Bodie McBoatface. It's a really big boat, and it's a big deal for us. So once they made this autonomous underwater vehicle, they're like, okay, you guys voted it. We're gonna name it Bodie McBoatface. But that's the whole entire story behind that. But essentially, this autonomous submarine thing is going to be going all the way 2,000 miles underneath the Arctic Ocean to actually map out like climate change and stuff. They are going under, let me see here. I saw it earlier. The Thwaites Glacier, which is possibly going to be the first Antarctic glacier to give way, breaking down into icebergs. They're looking at the rotting support beams of that glacier that are holding it all together. Once this thing falls into icebergs, it looks like the sea level is going to rise a couple feet.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
A couple feet. That is going to swamp out Boston. That is going to swamp out
Florida's
Miami,
gone.
New York. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure they have flood walls, but still,
Maybe.
like a couple feet of sea level rise could be catastrophic for a lot of coastal
for
cities. So,
Sure.
it's definitely important to get all this stuff mapped out and see what's going on down there. I don't know if there's much we can do at this time to really stop something like that from happening.
I mean,
feel
Tesla needs to step up again.
Tesla needs to step up. Elon needs to get
man.
together with Bodie McBoatface over here
Team up with the Bodie.
and figure out how to refreeze this ice in the Antarctic, because otherwise we're going to be swimming through New York.
Are they trying to refreeze it, or like they trying to support it?
They're not trying to refreeze or support it. They're just mapping
checking
it out.
They just want to know, like,
I'm
how
saying
long we got.
we need to get the freeze ray from Dr. Cool and refreeze the icebergs.
Nice. Yo, okay, hold up. Bodie McBoatface isn't ready to go, though. Says it needs to become more fuel efficient?
It needs to become more fuel efficient. They need better batteries to be able to get all the way through that 2,000-mile journey in one trip. Right now, they can only go for about a day, and then that boat has to resurface and recharge on a much larger ship that follows it around. And then they can send it back out, which makes the journeys a lot more tedious. They have to hire a lot more crew on it. Their hope is once they get these new batteries, they can just send these boats out automatically. They can have hundreds of these little submarines
Just checking stuff
just
out.
searching the ocean floor for everything. The ocean is one of our least understood things on Earth. There's so much of it that's
In the
unexplored.
universe. We know more about, like, our galaxy and the universe than we do, like,
right on our planet.
Deep, like, in our oceans. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
The pressure.
I'd really love to see a lot more ocean exploration. I want
Atlantis.
who is that? Michael? No, not Michael Bay. Who's the dude that goes down deep in the ocean? He did Titanic.
Oh God, yeah, he does. Okay, we have computers.
My computer doesn't do
the dude
internet.
that directed Avatar and Titanic.
Yes.
What is that dude's name?
I want to say Spielberg, but it's definitely not.
No, it's not Spielberg.
It's James Cameron. James
Yeah,
Cameron needs to buy a lot of Bodie McBoatfaces and map out the bottom of the ocean. There's stuff to see. There's
stuff to
weird
see.
fish down there.
Dude, I
man.
bet there's crazy fish
There's
down there.
crazy fish down there, and I haven't eaten any of them, dude.
They probably wouldn't be meaty.
They probably wouldn't be meaty or taste good, but
I
nobody's eating them.
True. You could be the first.
I could be
person
the
to eat
first person to eat one of those creepy ass fish with the dongly do on the front of it.
That would be
the
wild.
lantern fish.
Oh, like the angelfish?
No, the lantern fish. The creepy looking ones with the.
I thought those were angelfish.
Oh, I thought those were called lantern fish. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, lantern fish.
Yeah.
I want to be the first person on Earth to eat a lantern fish, although I'm sure it's already been done. So you can get ready to get disappointed.
Cool, dude.
But yeah, they need those better batteries so they can get all the way across the ocean. So maybe Bodie McBoatface and Elon can get together because Elon's all about them batteries right now. Yeah. He's got them big battery packs.
Okay, well, I mean, on the topic of cars and tech and all that, this actually kind of ties in with the self-driving vehicles, the Audi cars that will tell you how fast to go in order to catch all green lights. Like,
Yeah.
that could be useful in a self-driving car. That would be crazy cool. You could literally sit there and never stop until you're there.
Yeah.
Stop signs and stuff.
I mean, the self-driving car, I don't know if there's so much of an application there because what would be really nice is that once all the cars are self-driving, you don't got to worry about
that's true.
stoplights.
Yeah,
you're going to have intersections that are
going,
just seamless. You're going to have cars that are going to look like they're just
Yeah.
about to smash into each other,
it's
but
just
they're
going
going
to
to
be so calculated.
it's going to be so nice.
It's going to be gnarly.
But yeah, this story is actually really interesting. I'd love to see where this goes. I think it might be a big annoyance, honestly, as well as a big convenience.
Is it like a feature you can turn off and on, or is it like...
I'm sure you can turn it off and on, but I'm talking more for other drivers who aren't in their 2019 Audis.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, okay.
I'm looking at this, and so it's going to be coming to all of the 2019 Audi models except for the A3 hatchback, the TT Coupe, and the R8 supercar, which is fine because if you can afford any of those, you don't need to be worried about stoplights. I don't know. But it's only available right now in Dallas, Denver, Houston, LA, Orlando, Phoenix, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. I'm guessing they're planning on moving out to other cities in the future, but that's what they have set up right now with all the traffic lights. They have 4,700 intersections set up, so I'm assuming it's not going to be every single traffic light in those cities. I'm sure once they get the smart traffic light technology down and get that funding put through, this will be a lot more useful. But I'm just imagining, and I feel like I run into this issue quite often where people are just going to be driving 10 miles under the speed limit to try to hit that next green light.
Yeah.
And maybe it will be helpful if you're following one of these Audis because maybe you'll also always hit that green light. But I don't know. I feel like I wonder how much that speed variance is gonna play out. Like, are they going to tell you to go 25 miles per hour on a 40 mile per hour road just so you can hit that next light?
I wouldn't think so, because that can almost be dangerous.
Because yeah, that could be very
like someone not paying attention, going the speed limit or a little bit faster than the speed limit,
and
can
just like
ramming
right into the back of you.
Does it give any details about that? I haven't taken a look at this article.
Well, I'm reading here. This says there's no guarantee that other drivers won't get annoyed when you're ambling along for a reason they can't see. But it says Americans spend about 300 hours a year behind the wheel. And a lot of that is sitting in traffic and sitting at red lights. So it would definitely be nice to be skipping past those and just be cruising through town. I mean,
There's got to be some situations where like you just can't hit the green light.
There's got to be some situations where it just can't happen. Like, I'm imagining cruising down like 23rd Street in Fremont and you hit that one light where it lasts for 4 minutes, and it's like they're gonna have you going 5 miles per hour down that street so you can hit the next green light.
For sure.
But
all you Fremonters know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you know about 23rd Bell. Get out of here.
Cool.
I do know in Lincoln though, in Lincoln, Nebraska, on some streets, if you drive exactly the speed limit and if you hit green lights, you will continue to hit green lights the entire way down.
Douglas in Omaha is kind of like that as well.
Yeah, it's
If you
just
hit that
like
first green light and you go like the right speed limit, you can hit them all green.
yeah.
Green.
And I think that's really the way that green lights should be set up. But then people on those cross streets are always getting those red lights.
Yeah.
Which I don't get, but I don't know.
I'm not a city designer.
That's
or
the
manager.
future technology, and I will not own a 2019 Audi anytime soon.
Nah. Rob's not. I'd rather have a Tesla, honestly, than an Audi.
I would rather have a Tesla because I would much rather take a nap and be in my car for an extra 20 minutes instead of stoplights than just being able to roll through them. So, moving on to the next piece of tech news that has come out. Samsung Galaxy S10 was announced in all of its 4 models. This is a little bit crazy that Samsung is coming out with 4 new models of phones. That's a lot for.
Yeah.
They're definitely taking more of a shotgun approach where they're just scattering it out and hoping that people buy them. But the phones definitely do look interesting. I'm definitely interested possibly in getting one. I'd probably be a lot more inclined to get the extremely cheap one, the Samsung Galaxy 10e. But those notches...
No, I don't know if I'd say extremely cheap.
Well, not extremely cheap. It's still like $800.
$750, yeah.
But the cheapest of the 3 models.
That's fair.
I really like their approach to the notch, though. It's not a notch. They have a complete cutout in the... I wouldn't say in the middle of the screen, but in the corner of the screen for the camera. And their screen surrounding that cutout. So it's in the middle of it, which I could see getting a little bit annoying during like video playback and stuff, but I also find I don't really do that much video playback on my phone all that often.
Yeah.
So it's
but
probably
it looks like it's far enough out to the edge, if I'm seeing this right, that it wouldn't necessarily matter. Like nothing you're watching has major content in that spot on the screen.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm sure there is some sort of option on there to snap away from that if you really need to see that part of the screen. So it's probably not going to be a huge issue. I mean, there's already huge notches on the iPhone and everything like that. So I don't know. I don't mind a little bit of a chin or a forehead on a phone. Like I can deal with a little bit of a chin to put a camera there or a button. I really miss having a front button on my phone. It's really nice to be able to touch something.
You have the side button on that.
Yeah, I have side buttons.
What model is your phone? Galaxy S9?
I have the S9. It's got the side button, and then it's got the fingerprint scanner on the back, which I have learned to like, but I find myself unlocking my phone on accident a lot of times because it's also scanning my face and I'm unlocking it with that.
Can you choose want this one over this one?
Sometimes I just want to check the time, but it always unlocks my phone. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I can turn it off, but it's nice other times when I want to open my phone, I can just hit that button and it opens right up because it sees my eyes.
Yeah. That is cool. Okay, so this kind of opens up to a different conversation here. Recently, oh man, I don't have my phone on me, otherwise I'd kind of show it to the camera. I broke my phone, right? Screen's not looking too hot.
Screen's not looking hot at all, dude.
So a new phone is in the future.
It's in the works. It should be in the.
Okay, cool. Hold on. Yeah, sorry. It should be what?
It should be in your budgeting here because your phone is very broken.
It's been broken for 3 days.
3 days.
The cracks have gotten progressively worse.
Worse. Yeah. Like as you're pressing on them, they're getting worse.
Because I use Force Touch a lot, so I'm using that, and it's just like crumpling.
Stop using your Force Touch then.
Yeah, I really need to. But I've always been like an iPhone guy. I had an S7, the model that was like.
I remember when you
model.
had your S7.
Yeah, I hated it, but I read reviews and stuff, and like there was something specifically wrong with that model that they released. So I don't know what phone to get. I like iPhones a lot. I have an Apple Watch, so if I got a Samsung, this would be useless. But also,
I believe there is some sort of app for Samsung phones to where you can use an Apple Watch. I know that it goes the same way for if you have a Samsung watch and you have an Apple phone.
Interesting.
There is some compatibility there. I think there are definitely apps that don't have 100% compatibility. But yeah, I think you definitely could move to a Samsung. I think with all of the Apple products you have, though, it might not be worth it just because of how
it's so like the connectivity. Yeah,
all
it's
of your
great.
stuff is.
Because like I can be on Safari or whatever, have a tab open, and I can go to my iPhone and open up that exact tab just because it knows like what is on my computer.
Yeah,
Which I like. I like being able to connect devices super easily.
I feel like I would never really utilize that kind of functionality in a phone, though.
I definitely do.
Yeah, I mean, for what you do, that definitely seems like it'd be more up your alley.
I don't know. I need to check out the new. Well, not the new. I can't afford a new iPhone.
The new iPhone's going to be coming out soon too. You could get one of those.
It's like, what is it, like $1,500 now? It's ridiculous.
Probably, but let's talk really about this $2,000 Samsung phone that came out.
Yeah.
The Samsung Fold.
It's kind of crazy.
I really just want to go into a store and feel up that folding screen because I want to see how that feels. But I'm not going to pay $2,000 for it. That's ridiculous.
I think at this point it's more of like a look at what we can do kind of thing.
It's a novelty. It's
like this is what's coming. Like give us a few years to make this cheaper, and this is what you're gonna
flex, but okay.
Yeah, it's like, look what we can do.
I could not imagine putting that thing into my pocket or what practical use you could possibly have for it.
Yeah.
Like, the outside has a 4-inch screen on it. So imagine going back to an iPhone 4 on the outside of your phone.
Yeah, that's wild.
Very tiny phone, but it's got very big chins because it's got so much technology crammed in there. And it's pretty thick because it folds. So you got this 4-inch screen that you can use if you just want it in tiny mode to send a quick text or make a phone call because you're not going to want to hold this unfolded monstrosity to your face because it doesn't fold like clamshell. It folds like a book.
That's so weird.
So, like, I've seen the new Motorola Edge that the Motorola Razr, the new Razr that they're talking about.
There's that was my first phone.
Folds like a
back in the day.
Folds like a clamshell.
That's wild.
Like a normal Razr phone, and it's using that folding screen technology. Probably not ready yet. I think it's still just a concept. But this new Samsung phone folds like a book. And essentially, you get a tablet. You're paying $2,000 to have a 4-inch phone and an 8-inch tablet or a 10-inch tablet. And that's dumb.
I wonder how... Yeah, that is dumb. You could definitely buy both separately.
You can buy both separately and get much better products of each for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, man, like I said, I think it's definitely just like this is what's coming. We can do cool stuff with this in the future, maybe, I guess. I still, like you said, I don't really see, like, that application for it. Unless you really use, like, a tablet like that, but...
Yeah, I mean, I could see maybe, like, some sort of art application, but even then, it's like, you're not gonna want that fold in the middle of your screen if you're drawing on it. What are you using that tablet for? Like, you gonna watch some videos on it?
I mean, that's probably like the big thing. Like, you could easily just fold that thing out and be watching YouTube or whatever.
But $2,000, you could bring your laptop with you. You could buy an iPad.
Look what I can do.
Although
that's what Samsung is doing.
Look what can it do this though?
Yeah. Do what?
This. I mean, I could see some like small practicality in it if you're looking for something a tablet that can easily fit in your pocket. That's the only practical use I can think of.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Because tablets right now, I mean, some tablets you can very easily fit into a pretty big pocket, like if you needed to.
Probably like the notes.
Yeah, notes. When I used to have
cargo short.
I used to have like a Kindle that could fit into like a jeans pocket if you really squeezed it in there, but it looks like you're carrying around a Kindle in your pocket, like it's stupid.
Yeah.
So the only real possible explanation I could think of this is like you want a tablet that you can fit inside your pocket, but even then, I don't see the market for tablets. It's I understand it for like
I actually there's been times where I really wanted a tablet.
I only want tablets for specific reasons.
Yeah.
Like if I were to buy a tablet, it would be the head unit in my car. I would use it as
Kinda cool.
as a I don't know, specialized device. Like if I bought a tablet, I could use it as a soundboard or whatever.
Right.
But it'd get mounted down. That would not be something I'd carry with me. It's not something I would take somewhere. I think it's definitely a specialized touchscreen computer. But
That's fair.
I don't see any consumer use for it other than dinking around watching YouTube videos. And I guess I do understand that because I'm so locked down in my mind to think, okay, watch YouTube videos or watch Netflix or whatever on a desktop or a television or your laptop.
Yeah.
But there are people out there, and a lot of kids are really into tablets because they're easy to carry around the house and whatever. And
Yo, honestly, tablets I feel like could have good potential like in a school for like a learning tool.
yeah,
And I'm sure there's plenty of schools out there that have like Apple pads or whatever. Like what iPads? Thank you. There we go.
but
Yeah. I mean, if I had an iPad or whatever tablet, I feel like I would only use it like in the studio, work on a session, just like to pull up a document that I needed to look at on the go.
yeah.
But other than that, I guess maybe videos. But I feel like I've gotten so used to just watching videos on my phone
Yeah, I mean,
or my laptop.
and then you mix that with the price of it. It's like, can you justify a paying $1,000 for what's essentially a web page viewer?
Right.
Like, it doesn't make a whole ton of sense. I don't really like the tablet market, but I don't know.
I feel like tablets definitely have declined in popularity. I feel like when they first came out, like with the iPad, like the first thing, and people were like, "What is that?" Like it was probably pretty popular, maybe for a little while after that. But now, like, people aren't really into it.
I feel like
don't think so.
a lot of the tablet market and it did start out there, and I think it's still in give a tablet to a kid. It's the easiest babysitter. It's not a good babysitter.
It's not a good
Never
babysitter.
give a tablet to a kid.
Unless it's child lock and you got some fun games or something.
I don't know. I feel like if when I have a kid, it's going to be like you're not. I want to introduce them to technology at some point early because they need to be well versed in it because that's what the world is at this point. You need to be good,
especially at that point.
Yeah,
'Cause that'll be in the future. Yeah.
When I have a kid, we'll be in the future, and it will be much more important at that point.
Or is it right now?
Or is it right now? Ooh, it's not right now. But I feel like you should keep your kids away from technology to some degree, like limit it a lot until they're at least like 10.
Yeah.
Like,
but at the same time, I feel like if you limit a kid a ton from technology and then suddenly give them exposure to it, that can also like backfire on you pretty bad.
I think you have to raise them in a way where they don't necessarily like they want to use it, but they can live without it. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is people who are glued to their phones.
I hate that.
They just can't get off their phones no matter what.
Yeah.
It's like I could probably forget my phone at home for a day and not notice it. Like
the only reason I couldn't do that is Spotify.
Yeah,
I'm driving in my car, I need music. I'll know
the
right
music.
away. Yeah.
But other than that, there have been weeks probably where I haven't sent a text message.
Yeah.
or received a phone call. Like there's no use for my phone. I don't know why I'm paying so much for it sometimes because I don't use it. I could get by with like a tablet that streams Netflix.
A tablet.
It's really just I need that 4G LTE so I can stream my Spotify when I'm driving around.
Dude, we should have been talking about 5G.
We can talk about 5G because the new Samsung Galaxy S10 5G is another of the 4 models. No, there's 5 models. There's a Samsung Galaxy S10e, there's a Samsung Galaxy S10, there's a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, there's a Samsung Galaxy S10 5G, and then there's the Samsung Galaxy Fold.
They went all out.
Shotgun approach. They're just scattershotting it and hoping somebody buys one of them.
One of them will stick.
Probably
the 10e will be a top seller.
10e will be the top seller.
That's a budget
I think
phone.
The 10 and the 10 Plus will probably sell well. The 10 5G will sell a very small number. The Fold will sell
niche market. Tiny
less
market.
than 5,000.
Yeah.
I almost guarantee it.
I don't know. That's 5,000 small.
Well, yeah, talking about the entire world, let's talk.
That's tiny.
They will sell 100,000 of the Folds.
Okay, that's fair.
At $2 million? I don't know. That's a lot of
$2,000, not $2 million.
Well, 2,000 times 100,000.
Yeah. You're okay. Yeah.
But I think that's. I don't think there's enough people who are willing to spend that much on a phone. Like that's a car. You can buy it.
Yeah,
you can buy a pretty decent used car for $2,000 for like a kid or something.
Yeah.
Like you can get a good running car for that.
A car that'll get you to A and B.
A to B, yeah. But the Samsung Galaxy 10 S10 5G is like the top of the line, pretty phone. I don't know what that one is retailing for. I think it's around like the 1,500 to 1,800 range. But yeah, it has 5G, which is great. All of these Samsung phones, except for I think the E, come with Wi-Fi 6, which is like the new protocol for Wi-Fi. So you should get a lot better Wi-Fi connectivity with them.
Nice.
They also have key wireless charging sharing. So if I have my wireless charging phone and you have your wireless charging phone, we can touch those together and share our charge.
How does that work?
I can charge my phone off your phone and you can charge yours off mine, so we can like level out our charge. If like you have 100% and I only have like 40, we could both have like 70.
That's kind of crazy. So does like wireless charging, is it like they're touching and then there's just like some sort of transfer between like the actual physical materials?
Yeah.
It can't be like actually like a wireless signal being sent in the air into
I think
your
it's
phone.
Electromagnetic waves that are charging.
So that would kind of make sense. I mean, I'm still not smart enough for that, but
Yeah, but a lot of the practicality is going to go along with the new Samsung Buds, which are essentially the AirPods of Samsung, and they are going to feature a wireless charging case, which will magnetically just slap right onto the back of your Samsung Galaxy phone, and you can charge them all together, which is neat.
that is crazy.
But yeah, lots of new Samsung Galaxy news. When do these things launch onto the market?
I saw somewhere where the S10 5G is Q2. I'm assuming they mean Q2 of probably 2020.
I am seeing right here the S10 family will be available for pre-order starting on February 21st, with official sales starting on March 8th. So you can
Of this year?
Of this year.
Oh, so 5G comes out Q2 of this year, because this would still
Yes, I think the 5G is still kind of in development along with the Fold, probably.
Yeah, I was reading here the 5G is kind of limited because 5G networks
are not here yet.
Yeah, I mean it's coming this year. This is supposed to be the year it happens, I think.
There was a very big setback with the company Huawei.
Not familiar with them.
Big Chinese company. They make a lot of cellular devices, and they recently got banned in the United States and Canada because they are spying on us.
Okay, that's that's fair. Yeah.
They're spying on all of our networks.
Interesting.
And I don't know enough about the story to talk into it all that much, but I have seen places. Huawei is the big 5G. They're creating a lot of the components, and they have them very, very cheap. But they a lot of the executives in Canada have already been detained, and they're like being arrested because they are
executives of that company. in Canada?
yes,
Okay.
because they have like spying stuff built into those 5G
that's not
devices that they're trying to install everywhere, and they're trying to spy on all the people on those 5G networks. So, U.S. shut that down.
Does that mean the
Canada
Chinese
shut that
government
down.
is involved with spying? Yeah, because they gotta kind of know something like that's happening, right?
Yeah, I don't know what information Huawei could possibly be trying to get out of that.
Other than
They've
maybe
gotta
marketing.
They've got to be working with the Chinese government on something. The Chinese government they're not good people.
Yeah,
we can say that because this is not going to make it to China because they censor this shit.
Yeah, it's true.
Like they censor fucking everything, and it's so bad. That was also a big thing on Reddit recently because a big Chinese censorship company recently got hired on as some sort of censorship partner with Reddit to try to help and censor some posts that aren't supposed to be put up on Reddit.
There's censorship on Reddit?
To some extent, like I think there's.
I was gonna say I thought you could find just about anything.
You can find just about anything on Reddit, but there's also stuff that you cannot post on Reddit. So like, I don't know exactly what the context was as to what contract Reddit signed with them, but I remember there was a huge like that night whenever that contract was signed, everyone was posting pictures of like Tiananmen Square and a bunch of like images that are banned in China, like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, the dude in front of the tank.
Yeah,
I saw that. Yeah. That was really cool.
And then they posted the other because you always see that picture of Tiananmen Square where it's the dude in front of the tank. You don't see I didn't see it until I was looking at all these posts.
You've ever seen that picture before?
No, I've seen the one with the dude in front of the tank.
But Tiananmen
There
Square.
was
Or is that the
other
same
pictures from Tiananmen Square that I had never seen before, where there's the tanks, and you look behind that tank with the dude standing in front of it, and there's hundreds of dead bodies in the street.
What?
From where the tanks killed them. And that dude is standing up into that tank. You might be able to look that image up.
How do you spell Tiananmen?
I couldn't tell you.
Dude in front of tank.
But yeah, dude, it was really crazy to see all these images popping up on Reddit, and it really opened my eyes to this whole Chinese government thing. And we should all be worried, but I think we might be okay because Huawei is not putting 5G into our country, and I think you can't even. I don't even think Huawei can import phones into our country anymore. Are you finding the images with all of the...
Monkey tears off 8-month-old babies... ... Don't know. Not clicking on it.
Monkey tears off 8-month-old babies... ... Could be a good podcast topic if you ask me.
I'm not seeing that image, though. I'm seeing images of, like... Maybe soldiers kicking bodies or people laying down.
Maybe the Chinese have banned it.
Well, are you sure you saw that? Because I'm seeing a picture a dude in front of the tank, and then there's a line of tanks behind that dude. But
I mean, I know that image exists, but I feel like I've definitely.
We might be thinking of two different images.
I mean, no. I'm not denying that is a Tiananmen Square image, but there are other images from that day of when that. When those tanks rolled through, and they killed a lot of people, and they tried to cover it up. And that's where a lot of the censorship comes from. But yeah.
Something else comes up when I type in Tiananmen Square massacre. Yeah, I don't know. Either way,
Chinese
dark shit.
Bad people, not bad people. Bad government.
Bad government.
Bad government.
Communist, man.
Yes. So don't support Huawei. They're a bad company. And yeah, pre-order your Samsung Galaxy phones if you want them on March 8th. You can get the Samsung
Is that what we're talking
S10e. You can get the S10e for $750, and the S10 and S10 Plus will start at $900 and $1,000, breaking into that $1,000 range. But they come with 128 gigs of storage standard, 512, and a terabyte storage options are available as well, which is kind of cool. You can get a terabyte on your phone.
Yeah, that's cool. Also come with that Instagram feature, which could be neat for people who use Instagram. Basically, your Instagram and camera app seem to be the same. You can upload and edit photos directly to Instagram without ever needing to switch apps.
You know what I really...
Could be cool for people who's into that.
You know what I really fucking want Samsung to do?
What?
Is get their partnership with Snapchat down.
Yeah, that'd be... You use Snapchat over Instagram?
Well... No.
Or do you use either?
I don't really use either.
I see, I'm an Instagram guy myself.
I actually did open up Instagram today and started using it a little bit because I was just bored. But also, the way that Samsung uses Snapchat, it takes a picture of your camera app. So Snapchat takes a picture of the image that your camera app is projecting to your phone.
So like essentially a screenshot?
It's a screenshot of your camera app.
Okay.
So it's always a fuzzy image. It's never
never the same
on
resolution.
time. It's never the same resolution. So I want them to get that figured out. Don't talk to me about Instagram. Although I guess Snapchat's dying and Instagram's the new way. Post your Instagram story. Don't post your Snapchat story. We don't have an Instagram yet.
That could be in the works, though.
Don't steal Super Buggy Boys on Instagram because we're going to have it by the time this episode goes up. So, fuck you.
Suck on that.
All right. Moving along, we thought we were going to not have enough, or we thought we were going to not have enough talk for this time, but we're hitting 48 minutes. We got 12 minutes to get through the next 3 stories. So, let's get moving on. Next story. California wants to make the next Autobahn, kind of. It seems like there is some sort of bill in the Senate going on right now to add an extra 4 lanes of traffic to 2 lanes to 2 separate state routes. And those 2 lanes, one going each way, would essentially be no speed limit. Which would be very cool. It's supposed to alleviate a lot of the traffic in, California because,
California's terrible.
Horrible with traffic. Yeah. Apparently, they are in the works of doing this. It seems like there's part of the bill would be that there would be no speed limit on these 2 lanes. There is some weird text in there about a 100 mile per hour maximum, but I think they are putting that in there to try to get that part removed, so that way you can go over 100 miles per hour in that lane. A lot of this is coming because they are trying to build a very high-speed railway in California to try to, again, alleviate a lot of these traffic issues. But it seems like that is going to cost billions upon billions of dollars. I don't know. Let's see, where was I reading that? It was like...
45 to 77 billion.
Yeah, 45 to 77 billion dollars to build one of those railways. It seems like they are already working on the one between Merced to Bakersfield and should be open by 2027. But very expensive project to put railway down. I'm sure they have to clear a lot of stuff out. California is a very compact state. Yeah. They already have a lot of the infrastructure laid down, so it's really hard to put a completely new way of transport in over what they already have.
Underground?
And that is why Elon Musk is going underground and tunneling under everything, because you can't tear down buildings, so you gotta go under them. So what we're essentially saying is Elon Musk needs to make batteries for Bodie McBoatface and get on this whole underground tunnel stuff, because California is in trouble. and you can't drive anywhere. And get some underground tunnels in Nashville, too, because you can't drive anywhere here. Traffic is horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like now we say it's horrible now, but give it like 5 years.
It's only going to get
It's
worse.
going to be impossible to go anywhere.
Because I can tell you, there's a lot more 80-year-old people right now who don't have cars.
Yeah.
Because they just never grew up with them. They were riding fucking horses or some shit.
80-year-olds?
I don't fucking know.
They had cars in the
The
30s?
20s, 30s.
When did the...
I mean, the Model T
come
came out in like early
27?
1900s. They were definitely out, but you got to keep in mind, not easily accessible. But also, I mean, you're talking about a lot of these older people.
It ended
Probably
1927. I'd like to point it out because I said 27. Sorry.
That's you're very knowledgeable.
I was close.
I feel like we're gonna get a lot of these younger kids getting on the road soon, and we're gonna get a big old boom of people. But also, at what time do all the we got this big baby boomer generation that needs to stop driving and die already?
Oh my god. I don't know if I'd say it like that, but a lot of them do vote for really shitty politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. And my chair is so creaky.
It is so creaky.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. It's been so bad the whole time.
You have to stay extremely still
We need to get
for the next 7 minutes, but we're probably going over on this one a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's not... It doesn't need to be locked to an hour.
It doesn't need to be locked to
We're
an
just
hour.
chilling.
but
We're drinking some whiskey, cabin fever.
We got cabin fever,
We're locked inside. We got cabin fever.
and we're working on trying to figure out how to fix traffic.
Yeah.
I
like that.
You like that?
I like it.
All right. Moving on to our uplifting stories for the day. Nearly naked man covered in peanut butter visits a Dallas dog park. I feel like I'm going to...
There's a video on YouTube?
There is a video on YouTube, and you need to pull that video up right now. We'll play it on your computer.
I'm telling you, I've been screen recording this whole time.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Very nice,
Yeah,
because
so
I'm gonna need that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna throw that up in post on the video, but this man was part of a fantasy football league, and it was a 12-man league, and apparently the bet was if you lost, you either had to pay up $250 or put on a Speedo and go to a dog park and cover yourself in peanut butter. So there's this video that I assume either his girlfriend or wife or one of the other players took of him covering himself in peanut butter and going into a dog park, because who the hell wants to pay their friends $250? So roll the video.
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
Quite entertaining.
I'm excited.
A guy covered in peanut butter running around a dog park. Now you know this.
I don't know what I clicked on, I'm sorry.
File.
I don't know what you
Steven
clicked
Stroud
on
of
either.
Dallas finished
However,
last in his fantasy football league, so he had
very,
two choices. Pay the winner $250, or slather
there's
himself
definitely
in
other
peanut
people at
butter,
the dog park,
wearing
which is
nothing but a gold Speedo, and go to a dog park.
My strategy was to do it as fast as possible and hope that not as many people would see me, you know?
All the dogs just falling behind.
no, they went right for him right when he got in
And I
there.
walked by so fast after that.
And his friends record the whole thing.
Of
As
course.
for the dog owners, they were quite impressed with his dedication. One even snapping the photo that went viral.
Giving me like so much kudos. Like they thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It's a
And
black
believe
eye.
it or not, Trout does plan to play fantasy football again. But he's smart enough not to do it with the same group of so-called friends.
Just don't lose.
Say it with me, everybody.
Just don't lose.
Straight up.
Just don't lose. It's fine. I lost
Fine.
my fantasy football league and I owe people Cheesecake Factory. But they went to California, so you don't get it until you come back, Chris. You get that?
Yo, also our other roommate owes me 2 pieces of cheesecake from California for a stupid bet. It was dumb. Mario Kart. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean,
Mario Kart. 2 races in a row.
So you're telling me that Nick owes you 2 pieces of cheesecake?
Yeah.
He owes Chris Cheesecake Factory.
Yup.
And he probably owes Chris 2 pieces of cheesecake as well, because I feel like I've heard that.
Maybe. I'm not sure on the details on that one.
I don't know.
But either way,
Nick owes so many people a lot of cheesecake.
Yeah,
he needs to stop betting people cheesecake.
Yeah.
Because he's going to go to Cheesecake Factory next time, and it's going to be like $400 on him.
Of just cheesecake.
Of just cheesecake.
Our last story of the show here. This one, when you said this to me, I thought that was very strange. And it's definitely because they want people to be using their product.
Yes.
But it's the title of the article here is some dairy farmers would rather you call it nut juice than almond milk. So obviously what they're trying to do here is get people away from like the milk alternatives, the true milk, dairy milk alternatives.
Well, because I feel like some people see almond milk in the store and they're like, oh, maybe that's healthier than dairy milk, which kind of is.
Yeah, it might have some benefits.
It definitely
it's probably
has
less fatty.
Less fatty. But, well,
the
take
skim
that
milk.
back, because nuts are very fatty.
True. I wonder
nuts
how that
are
works.
very fatty.
But a lot of people drink almond milk. My parents, I think, drink almond milk. And like cashew milk, there's a bunch of nut milks.
Lots of nut milks, dude. But I feel like a lot of it is people are lactose intolerant, and whether they are or not, it's like being allergic to fucking gluten or something. No one was allergic to gluten until like 2010.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how I feel about all that. I think that might be just like something stupid.
It really is.
If that's a real thing.
But I mean, people are definitely lactose intolerant. There's
For sure.
There's reasons to drink almond milk. I prefer normal milk myself. I think a lot of the nut juices are a little bit grainy for me.
Okay.
I don't like the taste of them. But yeah, I find it interesting that these farmers are getting so salty about it. I'm seeing here something about the FDA. They're trying to get through the FDA to actually change it.
Wow.
So to where they can't call it milk anymore, because I mean nuts don't lactate, dude.
You could call it. I feel like almond juice would almost be. I mean, better than nut.
Obviously, you don't sit there and call it nut juice. But if you're talking about it in general, instead of saying like, what sounds better, nut juice or nut milk?
Yeah. Okay, so what's the definition of milk?
I don't have a dictionary in front of me, but I'm going to guess a liquid that comes from a teat of some sort.
So according to Google
breast.
Dictionary, almond milk would not be milk. Milk is an opaque white fluid rich in fat and protein. Okay, that qualifies it so far.
That qualifies it.
Secreted by female mammals for the
Okay.
nourishment of their young.
So that absolutely fucks the word milk for them.
Yeah, so
They
they
can't
technically
use the word milk.
According to Google Dictionary, at least. That could be. That's not like Webster or whatever, but I mean that makes sense. Yeah. So I don't know.
But is the FDA going to ban the nut companies from calling their nut milk, or should it be nut juice?
You don't want nut juice. You don't want anything with nut, man. That's just.
I mean, that's the thing. They're not milking the nuts. They're juicing them. How do you get the liquid out of a nut? How much liquid is there? Where's the liquid
process?
coming from
What's
in
the
these
process
nuts?
here?
Because I've eaten a lot of nuts, and I've never sat there and said, "Man, this is juicy."
Do you like? What's the thing?
I shouldn't have said I've eaten a lot of nuts.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Wait, where's the?
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Shit. Should have been on top of that.
Yeah, I should have been on top
I'll
of
edit that. What was I just gonna say? I wasn't just gonna say that.
Something about juice. Where does the juice come from in a nut?
So,
dude?
do they like, they have those things, dehydrators, or you put like fruit or something in it and it dries it?
Yeah.
Super like so.
A dehydrator, yeah.
Can you do that with nuts? Like, there's got to be like a little bit of moisture or something in nuts.
But okay, so a dehydrator essentially is a oven that is only at like 170 degrees.
It's like warm enough to dry stuff out.
Warm enough to dry stuff out.
But not gonna do anything.
It's warm enough to where the food is not going to rot. It's not in the danger zone. Bacteria can't survive, but it's not cooking it. It's just drying it out. I would assume to get the nut or the juice out of.
They blend them.
They blend them.
According to Wikipedia.
And then squeeze them through some like sort of cheesecloth or something, and
yeah, get all
would you
the
add
chunks.
You have to add water. Though.
They do.
Okay.
Where was I just reading that? I was on the top page, I guess. The basic method of modern domestic almond milk production is to grind almonds in a blender with water, then strain out almond pulp. You were exactly right. With a strainer or cheesecloth. Almond milk can also be made by adding water to almond butter. Okay, so that's another thing. If they add it to almond butter, which comes from, it's a dairy product. Well, no, it's not.
No, almond
not
butter
good,
would
it's
just
almond.
be ground up almonds.
But what gives it the buttery part?
I don't know. Have you ever chewed up a bunch of peanuts in your mouth?
Do you get peanut butter?
Have you? Yes. If you chew up a bunch of peanut butter in. Okay, so Jif peanut butter has a bunch of chemicals and shit.
Yeah, of course they do.
Natural peanut butter is just peanuts and salt and oil. So a lot of the oil comes from the peanuts, but they might need to add a little bit of extra peanut oil to make it creamier and like thinner and spreadabler. But that's why on a lot of natural peanut butters, you'll see the oil separate from the peanuts because it's literally just peanuts and oil and salt.
Yeah.
So I'd assume almond butter is kind of the same way. Peanut or almonds, some salt, a little bit of oil to keep it emulsified, and then they probably have some emulsifiers to keep it like a solid substance. But I want to add water to peanut butter now, stir it up, and call it peanut milk. You said that you can add water to almond butter, stir it up, and it turns into almond milk. So why can't I do that to peanut butter? You literally
you're right.
just said that.
Almond milk can also be made by adding water to almond butter.
Well, there you go. We can go upstairs right now, grab a jar of peanut butter, add some water into it.
I think I want to do that.
And make some peanut milk. Or I'm sorry. Peanut juice.
Peanut juice.
Because
we're done with the word milk.
We're not calling nut milk anymore. From now on, it shall be referred to as nut juice because I respect America's farmers. They keep this country going.
That's fair.
Could you imagine if they weren't farming?
Yeah, we would be screwed.
We'd be screwed.
We'd
That's where the
definitely be
food comes from, dude.
Nebraska.
And
Midwest.
I love food.
Represent.
And I want some sweet corn right now.
Oh my god, dude.
Could you imagine some
sweet
fresh
corn.
ass sweet corn right now? Oh shit. Roll it in the butter, hit it with the salt and pepper, shove it up your butthole.
Oh. Okay. Wow.
And right there, we are at 65 minutes, which means we have passed our hour threshold on episode 1 of the Super Buggy podcast. We're there. It's been a wild ride. I didn't know if we would make it through an entire hour. I didn't know if we could keep on talking for an entire hour.
We did.
But we're here.
We are here.
I enjoyed the shit out of this. How about you?
Yeah, dude, same.
This has been a lot of fun.
This is gonna be a thing.
We find a couple topics to talk about every week. I think we can definitely do this. You guys need to stay tuned every single Monday at 4 p.m. We're going to have these uploaded on YouTube shortly after. We're not 100% sure right now because we haven't gotten all the logistics out. These are going up onto Spotify
And iTunes.
And iTunes.
Probably Amazon?
Possibly
Anywhere we
Amazon, SoundCloud. It's going up everywhere. Super Buggy Podcast. You can search for it on Google. You can search for it in YouTube. You can search for it on Spotify, iTunes, all of the platforms. We're going to figure it out. Give us a couple weeks, but YouTube is going to be the first platform we launch on as a video platform, and then the audio and stuff is going to come later on those other platforms. for your car listening and stuff like that. But thank you all for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure that you stuck around this long. If you're still here, you are an absolute legend. But we are wrapping it up. We're leaving you here. We're going to finish our whiskey, which
I already did.
Gage has already done. I've apparently been talking too much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.